Welcome to The Ethical Stitch, where fashion meets integrity and style gets a conscience. I'm your host, Michelle Alleyne, fashion strategist, educator, and sustainability geek. Let's unravel what it really means to create, shop, and live ethically.
What's up, family? Welcome back to another session of The Ethical Stitch. I'm your host, Michelle Alleyne, and class is officially in session, y'all. So come on in, whether you're tuning in from your studio, your classroom, your commute, or your kitchen table. Welcome to the Sustainability Study Hall. No longer the green room. Remember, we rebranded after the green apple here in New York during Climate Week. So welcome to our Sustainability Study Hall, where we break down the real stories, the receipts, and the revolutions shaping the future of fashion and beyond. Today's lesson is we're going to deep dive into the blueprint of the original map, the OG of corporate responsibility, activism, and purpose-driven business. My favorite, Patagonia. Give them a round of applause, y'all. They're so major. Now listen, if you've been in this movement for a while, you already know their name carries weight. But if you're newer to the space, maybe you're a student, a conscious consumer, or a designer looking to do better, then you're about to see why Patagonia isn't just a brand, it's a case study in how a business can truly change the world. Okay, let's talk about the birth of Patagonia. The roots of a revolution, pretty much. So their story starts in the early 70s when a rock climber, named Yvon Chouinard, a craftsman, an adventurer, and a man who loved nature too much to exploit, he didn't set out to build a global brand, actually. He just wanted to make better climbing gear. But from the beginning, Patagonia was born out of a deep respect for the planet. So in 1973, company officially became Patagonia. And almost immediately, it started doing things differently than other brands and other companies. While most companies were trying to make gear cheaper and faster, Patagonia obsessed over durability and repairability. They believed the radical idea here that most sustainable product is one that lasts, which I certainly agree with. They pioneered organic cotton before most brands even knew what that meant. They pulled away from harmful dyes. Now, y'all, this is back in the 70s. This is a major disruption and innovation within this space. Retailers were just thinking profit. Patagonia is thinking about not using harmful dyes. I gotta give them a clap for that. They questioned every step of their supply chain, not because it was trendy, but because it was necessary. And again, this is the 70s. It wasn't trendy to question the supply chain. And maybe most importantly, Patagonia built activism into its DNA from day one. Yvonne once said, every time we make a decision, we ask ourselves, does this help or hurt the planet? Okay? That single sentence has shaped 50 years of decisions. Loving it. So planet over profit. I mean, yes, this is speaking my language. So fast forward to the 80s and Patagonia is setting the standard the industry still struggles to reach today. They were one of the first companies to pledge 1% of sales to environmental causes, decades before CSR or corporate social responsibility was a buzzword. And since then, they've donated over $140 million to grassroots environmental groups around the world. Now, that's a fashion brand that I'm excited about. Then came one of the boldest moves in marketing history. Back in 2011, many of you may be familiar with the campaign. It was "Don't Buy This Jacket." So on Black Friday, while every other brand was begging you to shop, Patagonia told its customers, do not buy their product if you don't need it. The message, consume less, choose wisely, repair, recycle, reuse. My favorite R's, the 3 R's. Now that campaign wasn't just clever, it was revolutionary. And it wasn't a gimmick. It was real. And it was backed by the initiative, one of the programs that Patagonia created called Worn Wear, which encourages customers to repair their clothes instead of replacing them. Let me repeat that. It encourages customers to repair instead of just replacing and buying new clothes. Love that. And they're using fair trade certified factories to ensure wages are fair and that there are safe working conditions. Revolutionary. We love it. Why can't every brand do this? They even built transparency tools like the Footprint Chronicles into their business model, letting consumers see where and how their gear was being made. This is long before traceability became a trend. Patagonia, the OG, I like to call them, was putting receipts on the table and doing the thing. Now, family, let's keep it real. No company's perfect. Patagonia's journey hasn't been without challenges. Their supply chains are very complex, as supply chains tend to be. And like many brands, they've faced setbacks, from discovering labor violations deep within a subcontractor network to the ongoing battle to eliminate harmful chemicals like PFAS from technical gear, which is a toxic chemical. But here's the difference. Patagonia doesn't hide from those failures. They own them. They talk about them publicly. They use them as fuel to do better. And that's why they've earned credibility where so many others just slap on a sustainable label and call it a day with all that greenwashing mess. Their wins are powerful, though. Patagonia helped launch the 1% for the Planet Alliance, inspiring thousands of companies to follow suit. This is exciting. They've actually sued the U.S. government to protect public lands, okay? They've closed stores for climate strikes. They've even taken on the fast fashion industry directly, calling out overproduction and reckless consumer as the root of the crisis. In 2022, Patagonia once again made headlines, not for a new product or campaign, but for a seismic shift in how a company could operate. Yvon Chouinard and his family gave away the company. Literally, they gave it away. They transferred ownership into 2 entities, the Patagonia Purpose Trust, which controls the company's voting shares to ensure its values remain intact, and the Holdfast Collective, a nonprofit that receives all profits not reinvested back into the business to fight climate change. Go figure. Now, I do have my eye on them with these changes. I'm hoping for no blowback, no new greenwashing. I'm going to stay optimistic, though, because that's what being sustainable or supporting the movement is all about, optimism. So Yvonne said it best. Earth is now our only shareholder. So right there, I'm getting my optimism back. That's a great quote. Earth is now our only shareholder. It's a bold experiment, one that's inspired countless conversations about what corporate governance could look like in a world that prioritizes planet over profit. And you know I am a 3P gal. Planet, profit, and people. Triple bottom line. It's all about that. But it also raises some questions. Will future leaders uphold these values? Will the mission stay as pure and uncompromising as it's been under Yvonne's watch? I'm hopeful. All right, my final thoughts. This is where I want to speak to you directly from the heart. Patagonia is not just a company. It's a movement. It's living proof that business can be a force for good. It shows us that you can grow, thrive, and innovate without selling out your values. But I'm going to be real. The next chapter matters more than any before it. Ownership structures and mission statements are powerful, but they're only as strong as the people who honor them. My hope and my plea is that the spirit of Patagonia never gets watered down, that the giving model, the activism, the unapologetic stance for the planet does not become optional as leadership changes hands. That is my true plea. We as the community, as the sustainability fam, have a responsibility here too. We must hold them accountable. We must keep watching, keep questioning, keep demanding the same courage that defined Patagonia since 1973. Because if they can keep that fire burning, it won't just sustain their brand, it will inspire a new generation of change makers across every industry, not just fashion. So fam, class is officially dismissed. That's the reason I wanted to talk about the OG Patagonia today, is because I want to put on blast what they've done, and I want to follow up to make sure they're continuing that wonderful movement of people, profit, planet in terms of their business model. So your homework, because it's just the beginning. If this conversation lit something up in you, share this episode with someone who needs to hear it. Talk about it, debate it, use it as fuel for your own work, your own creativity, and most definitely your own activism. And make sure you're following us on social at The Ethical Stitch for all things podcast and community. And Michelle Alleyne Official for deeper dives, behind the scenes, and resources to help you level up your impact. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Ethical Stitch. Until next week, fam, keep questioning, keep creating, and always keep it ethical. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning into The Ethical Stitch. If you loved this episode, share it, rate it, and tag me at Michelle Alleyne Official. The revolution in fashion starts with awareness, and you're already a part of it. Until next time, keep it ethical.